Hello? Okay, there it is. Quickly go over what you went through the other day. How many bones are there in the foot? Sure it's 26? What the squirrel said. Squirrel said there's 26. Huh? Don't work now. How many? Add it up. Huh. Talked about the toes, the sesamoid bone. Where's the other sesamoid bone? In your knee? Or your not thingy? Your patella. Yes. All right. Your metatarsals, your phalanges, your tarsal bones. We talked about the calcaneus. We had got all the way up to, I believe, talking about. I didn't do too well on that part yesterday, right? The arches of the foot. Medial, longitudinal arch. If there's a medial, there's going to be a lateral. Why would they put medial on there to differentiate it? They would just call it longitudinal arch, right? So, we went backwards. If I get him out of the way, anterior metatarsal arch and a transverse arch. Extends across the transverse tarsal bones, primarily the cuboid and the internal cuneiform, and they form a half dome. So it's a back in front of your heel. All right. Plantar fascia, we talked about that, how to get rid of it. Joints. That looks like a fun deal. Interphalangeal joint. What's your interphalangeal joint? No. No. So what's I-45? What's the I in I-45? Interstate. So what does interstate do? The highway that does what? So it goes from what to what? One state to another. So interphalangeal joint. What kind of bone? It, can, it connects one phalange to the next phalange. Now, if you look at your fingers, which is they're called phalanges also, and you have interphalangeal joints here. All right. How am I going to differentiate if it's this interphalangeal joint or this one? Their position, exactly. So, what position are we going to use? It's not medial, so then if it's not medial, it's not going to be farther from the midline is, starts with a, and it has to travel, and you travel more. So it would be distal. So that, so there we go, teamwork. So that your interphalangeal joint would be your distal interphalangeal joint. So on my finger, which one is my distal interphalangeal? Right. So what do people call it? Distal interphalangeal. Your dip. All right. So if that one's your distal, what's that one? T. Proximal. So your proximal interphalangeal joint, or they call it what? I just told you what this one was, right? Yeah, it's dip and pip. Cool. Why don't you buy them and give it back to them? Your metatarsal phalangeal joint. That tells you exactly where it is. Yeah, if that was your foot, that's where it would be.
Your foot is right here.
Yes. Okay. Intermetatarsal joints. Intermetatarsal joints. All right. Now look at that first one. It's interphalangeal. Now how are you going to have intermetatarsal? It's connecting what to what? Metatarsals to metatarsals. Exactly. Intermetatarsal joint. You don't see that, huh? These connect. They connect together. Your intermetatarsal joints. They connect together. They don't want it sliding out. Hmm? No, you have to pull this out of your brain. You don't have any metatarsals in your hand. Huh? You have 5. Metacarpal, yes. So, tarso, all right, now let's get this one down. Tarso metatarsal joint, where is that? Where are your tarsals? It's what? It's a group of bones. Yes. So where's the tarso metatarsal joint? Yes. It's where these connect right there with the tarsals and the metatarsal. All right. Subtalar. Subtalar. What's sub telling you? Huh? It's what? It's what? A teacher. No, it's not a teacher. Huh? Yes, under. How do you know it's under? Yes. And if you're talking about submarine, well, Subway sandwiches are different there. Come on. All right. The articulations. What's articulations? Articulations are what? Is where? Come on. It's where 2 bones connect. Yeah. Articulations. Okay. So the articulations between the talus and the calcaneus is your subtalar joint. Well, that makes sense because the talus sits up here, right? And the calcaneus is below it. So the subtalar, so it's the joint right underneath the talus. See, if you know your vocabulary, if you take that medical terminology class, yeah, but is it coming? Yeah? All right. At the subtalar joint, you can have inversion, eversion, pronation, and supination. And those are normal movements that occur at the subtalar joint. Huh? Supination? No. Prefix? Prefix? All right. So let's prevent some foot injuries. Right? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. You understand that? Not at all. How many ounces are in a pound? 16. So if I have 1 little ounce of prevention and keep it from happening, it's worth 16 ounces of getting you well. So an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So think sport specific when you're getting your footwear. All right? You don't want to use track shoes, which are nice and narrow, in basketball. Right? You also want to make sure, does this person have any structural deformities? Why you walked on the paper. Buy the shoe that's actually going to work for that sport. And make sure the heel counter, that one has none. Make sure the heel, very little. Make sure the heel counter has plenty of structure in it. I'm gonna get a Billy out. An orthotic. What's an orthotic? Yeah.
Wait, what is it?
What's an orthotic?
It's something that's and it prevents many injuries.
What you put in your shoes. You put
Orthotic
you put the plastic sole in your shoe. Now you can go over here to the drugstore and just buy a generic commercial orthotic, or you can go. Yeah, and they make it then. Yeah, they can. Yeah, when you first put them in your shoes, your feet are going to hurt because your foot's not used to it. So, orthotic can prevent many injuries associated with biomechanical problems. They can be rubber, plastic, leather, all right? And they support, and you put them in your shoes as a replacement of your existing insert. Most shoes, when you open them up, look at them, you can take out that little piece of foam. You pull that one out, and you put this one in. Exactly. So, you can buy ready-made ones at Walgreens, Walmart, whatnot, or you can go and see your physician who will send you to your PT or an orthotist, and they'll make one for your foot. Yeah, if you make one for your foot, you don't want to put it in your shoes. It's an insert. It's a shoe insert. Could be. Could be you have terrible shoes. All right. So, take off one of your shoes. Okay. Yeah, those are your favorite shoes. So you wear them all the time, right? Okay. On the inside of your shoe, you should be able to feel and see. You should be able to feel and see where your toes push down. Put your hand in there where your toesies are. A little bit. How's that? That big toe's really pushed. Got a little divot there, doesn't it? No? Try it on that shoe then. Because your shoes can tell you a lot about your athlete. If you look at your athlete's shoes, I look at people. This is one of my weird things that I do when I'm going to Walmart. I'm cruising along and I'm white. Look at that. And that's what she does. She turns around and goes, "Oh yeah, that's bad." And so I'm watching people's walking gait, their gait pattern when they're in Walmart. And you'll see people whose feet are like this. Yeah, remember we videoed you so I could show you. You'll see people who walk on the outside, etc. And as long as you're a pigeon, it's good. As long as you're a pigeon, it's good. You're a pigeon toed not because of your feet, it's because you're tight. You're tight above it. It might. Stay on path. All right. So the key to inspecting the wear pattern is the observation of the heel counter and the forefoot. The heel strike can give a little added insight. So what else can we do with that? We can, this should lead into this. All right. So since you have on sandals, you need to sit up here and the rest of you come and look. Get rid of your sandal.
Get rid of it?
Yeah.
Oh. Bug toe.
So we go and we sit down. Slide back. All right. So you go and you sit down. Slide back. Hold your foot up. All right. So what we're looking for here is we're looking for calluses. All right. So we do this one too. Both of them up. All right. These are a few things that I'm seeing. Is that one? You can see the heel strike right here. So that's where you start to get a callus. Somebody comes in and let's say that they don't, it should come up here and then it should transfer. She puts a lot of weight out here on the outside of her feet, but you can see also as she's sitting there just holding them up, how they're brought in. Okay? So she's got a little supination going on. Well, that doesn't look too flat until she stands on it. All right? But if we look at somebody else, you might see where this heel strike should have an outside heel strike, and then the transfer should come right up here, and it should transfer to your great toe. She doesn't have a whole lot of callus on her great toe. All right? She's got a little more there than what she does there. So how about this? How about if I see somebody who has a good heel strike, but it's bad on this side, and then see a good heel strike, and then it comes up on this side? What is that telling me? It's telling me that this leg's longer. Yeah. It's good because the body wants to be symmetrical and even and balanced, right? If this leg is actually shorter, you're not going to walk and push off this side. You're actually going to try and walk and use the outside of your foot because you're a little taller. It makes it a little taller. If I take that and I roll it down, yeah. So then you break out. Then what you're going to do is you're going to break out like Miss Bates showed you. You're going to have that person walk on it. You're also going to measure that person from their iliac crest to their malleolus here and here on both sides, and then from their belly button to the ankle bone and to the ankle bone. Okay? So what does it tell me? What is this one telling me as far as from the belly button here? No, it's not telling me that at all. It's telling me the length of the leg. Got it? This, because that's a symmetrical part. It's not going to move. All right? So then, well, it's the same. It's a big deal. I'm not measuring yours compared to her. I'm only measuring you compared to you. So the iliac crest, it's that bony part up here, you know. So you find the bony part, find out right where it stops, and then you come down here. Now, if that's different, where is it going to be different? Well, on my measurement. If my measurement is a ½ inch different there, and it's equal at the belly button and going down, that tells me what?
Her hips.
Her hips are out of alignment. Yeah, her hips could be rotated. Her back can have a little rotation to it.
Are you talking about my back?
Anybody's hip in general. Don't be so paranoid.
Hey, you don't have to walk.
Okay. So, but if they're different from the belly button to the same spot on the leg, right? Then she actually has one leg that could be longer than the other.
So do you walk like this if you have one leg?
Your feet are not identically alike.
What am I putting?
Your feet won't. Yeah, your feet won't bite. Well, I don't think way bigger. It could be probably a half size bigger.
Mine is a half size bigger. Mine is the same.
So, and that can happen as far as your legs too. You might have had a surgery, you might have had an injury previously, especially like if you're a junior high kid and you had an ACL tear, and you went to somebody instead of waiting, they went ahead and did it. If your growth plate wasn't closed, when they drill in, it might cause it to be just a little bit shorter than the other one. So when we know, if we actually know that there's a discrepancy, we can put an insert in only one. But otherwise, if we're putting inserts in, we need to put one in both of your shoes. That way you don't get out of balance. But if you're already out of balance, let's go ahead and put that up there. See what I'm saying? So, nice feet. Now, the thing about that is that girls at times can be really tough to find out that information. Why? No. Sometimes it'd be really tough to find that information on girls. Why? They get their feet done. They they keep taking the callus off, and then they put like lotion on their feet and wear socks to bed. Yeah. Don't even touch my feet. So where the callus is on the foot, that's where the person's actually pushing off. All right. So you can learn a lot about a person's gait pattern and their weight transfer by looking at the calluses on the bottom of their feet. Okay. Calcaneal apophysitis, apophysitis, also known as Sever's disease. Oh, that looks like a great answer. What's also known as Sever's disease? Calcaneal apophysitis. Yeah, and it would be a fill in the blank, not a guesser. Yeah. So it's comparable to Osgood-Slaughters. Y'all ever heard of Osgood-Slaughters in somebody's knee? No, never heard of it. Sit up here. Better yet, looky here. We got somebody who might have some Osgood-Slaughters. Look at this. See this right there? Come back. See how that bumps right there? All right. That's the tibial tuberosity. That's where all the quad muscles come down and they attach. They go over the kneecap and they attach right there. Right? Some folks, you keep going now. Some folks get a little soft spot and it pulls out just a little bit. You hit it, you land on it, playing football. Oh my goodness, it hurts. Well, that's what happens. So, no, you don't have to. I just showed you with him. So it's comparable to Osgood-Slaughters. You usually see it in younger boys, junior high age through freshmen, maybe sophomore. They're growing, and so they're lifting weights, they're growing, and the Achilles is pulling on the calcaneus, and so the heel really starts to hurt. So it's pain over the back, over posterior heel, below the attachment of the Achilles, tendon insertion, and you usually see it in a child or adolescent athlete. So rest, ice, stretching, anti-inflammatories are how you're going to treat that. Obviously, if this kid's playing football, how many junior high football coaches are going to say, oh, that's okay, you can go ahead and rest? No. So the others are going to help. If they can rest, obviously, that would help them get back to the football field sooner. Usually they grow out of it. Heel contusion. Anybody ever go running around in the bare feet? Yeah? You ever hit something hard with your heel and bruise your heel? A rock. Yes, a rock. So, caused by a sudden start or stop of jumping, severe pain in the heel, unable to stand without, or unable to withstand the stress of weight bearing, get non-weight bearing, so crutches if you need them. Yes, NSI, non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, rice applied, they protect with heel cups or a donut pad. Now, a donut pad is not actually something you buy from Shipley's. Okay? No, it's not a donut. No, it's not. Yeah, but if you got a heel bruise in your right foot, right? So if there's the bruise, I take some felt and I let the felt go all the way around it and cut out where the bruise is. So when I stand on it, this isn't getting pushed. The rest of it around it's going to catch the weight. But if I put that in your right foot, what am I going to have to do? I got to put it in the left shoe too. I don't have to cut the donut out, but I got to put something that same size. And usually what we'll use is adhesive felt. All right? Have you seen the felt? All right, I'll show you felt before you go today. Huh? All right. Longitudinal arch strain. We talked about your longitudinal arch, right? This is talking and medial and lateral. Very good. Now, when you step down off of a table or off the taping table, two things happen to your foot. What are they? It, it gets what? Wider, and it gets longer. So those are already pre-made little felt pads. Otherwise, I would make like a heel pad I'd make a heel pad to cover the whole heel out of that. And so the felt, it's pretty dense. It's not like foam. Pass it around. All right, so where am I again? Longitudinal arch. So you said it gets wider and it gets longer. All right, so if we can keep that foot from getting longer, that means like when we looked at her foot, you all saw her foot pattern, right? Her foot pattern says she's got flat feet. But when she was sitting on the table, she had an arch there, right? We can keep that arch by that foot when it steps not getting longer. And we do it by taping it. So this arch strain is caused by subjecting the musculature of the foot to increased stresses. It's produced by repetitive contact with hard surface. And let's go back to those shoes. You're wearing these shoes, you're wearing those shoes, that. I know, they don't. You need to find out if they have an arch cookie in it. Do you know what an arch cookie is? Yeah. It goes out here and it arches up and then it raises up inside on your arch to help support your arch. If it doesn't have a decent arch cookie in it, you're not getting any help for your arch. So, as a rule, pain is experienced only during running and jumping. Immediate care consisting of rice, followed by appropriate therapy for reduction of weight bearing, and tape the arch. You must tape the arch. So, part of your test is going to have to tape an arch. Hello? Let's see if this works. All right, so you got to put QDA on it. Any pre-wrap? Hello? Yeah, no. I don't like putting. I don't like. Now this is on the website, so get to it if you've got questions. But see how we start at what joint? Yeah. What joint are we starting at up there? Metatarsal phalangeal joint. We come back around the heel. Because we're doing that, the heel is actually going to keep that forefoot from flattening out. So the arch is going to stay. Heel's not a fancy name. Probably your calcaneus is. That's the name of the bone. It's in your heel. That's 1-inch tape. It's not the regular 1.5 inch. It's the thinner roll about that big. Okay? And now I've got longitudinal strips to help keep the foot from flattening out. And then I take a roll of tape and I'll push that all down onto the foot. Take the tape roll itself. Use it. Now, you'll see I'm covering up and I'm going from the heel to the toes. Why am I going from the heel to the toes? No. What? He gets off of here, what's he going to do? He's going to put something on. Well, before his shoe. His sock. All right? And if it's the other way around, the tape will roll up. All those deals of tape will roll up. So you'll have a roll and a roll and a roll and a roll. So if I go from heel to toe, it covers up the tape. And so as I put it on, it's like shingles. All right. I'm done with you today. We'll cruise tomorrow.